Hi class, today I'll be going over and explaining some postpartum maternal concerns. Here's the presentation roadmap. I'll be going over the challenges of motherhood, focusing on emotional struggles, the baby blues, peripartum, and postpartum, and what the difference between these are. Then also touching on additional emotional distresses that are related to pregnancy and birth. I will also go over the importance of seeking help, some of the dangers of postpartum psychosis, and the types of help that are available to manage these challenges. Did you know that after a mother gives birth, they often experience emotional distress? This is often called or referred to as the baby blues. Sometimes people tend to get confused or not know the difference between the baby blues and peripartum or postpartum depression. So we'll talk about the baby blues. This is typically experienced 3 to 5 days after giving birth and is when the mother is feeling sadness. It usually only lasts about 10 days and doesn't last long periods of time like postpartum depression does. It's said that approximately 1 out of 8 women experience postpartum depression, and symptoms can include feelings of sadness, sleeplessness, and difficulty bonding with the newborn. Peripartum and postpartum depression, those two terms are used interchangeably, so you can say either or. It's the onset of depression during pregnancy within the 4 weeks after delivery or during pregnancy also. This can be due to changing hormones, previous depression history, family history of depression, age, so those being younger than 20, stress, and substance abuse. Postpartum depression is severe feelings of sadness, trouble sleeping, trouble bonding with their baby. While it's not common, some mothers even experience postpartum psychosis. This typically is when the mother experiences hallucinations that sometimes lead to beliefs that they need to kill or harm their children. We've heard horrible stories of the consequences from mothers that are not given the help they need when experiencing postpartum psychosis. Some of the media has covered stories like those of Lindsay Clancy and Andrea Yates. Without going into too much detail and also being sensitive to those listening to this presentation, if you're interested, I would suggest doing a Google search on both of those women. They go into some of their experience of postpartum psychosis and what happened to their children. It's very tragic. One thing I will leave on why I mention these two cases is to show and speak on how important it is to learn the signs of psychosis and how detrimental maternal health is. So as you can see here, it could save lives. Some other postpartum effects on mothers are anxiety, insomnia, and post-traumatic stress disorders. Sometimes these symptoms are a result of hormonal imbalances or even the stress and toll of motherhood on women as it is. So some women have very traumatic birthing experiences as well, which could lead to that post-traumatic stress disorder. There is hope and help available. Some methods would be psychotherapy or medication. Psychotherapy, often referred to as talk therapy or counseling, can be very helpful for the mother to be able to learn methods to cope with these feelings and symptoms and or new ways to react to their emotional distress. Medications can also be just prescribed and used to treat chemical imbalances in the brain. While they should be used carefully and they do have pros and cons, some women find medication extremely helpful. Oftentimes, a combination of psychotherapy and medication is the best remedy to get mothers feeling better and able to combat postpartum depression. And here are my sources if you'd like to take a look at that. Thank you for listening.